The Imperial Throne, formerly the Russian Empire, is a micronation created in 2011 by Russian businessman and politician Anton Bakov, chairman of the Monarchist Party of the Russian Federation. Bakov has declared the Imperial Throne to be the successor to the historical Russian Empire that ceased to exist in 1917. The Imperial Throne also claims the right to maritime territories that were either claimed by the Russian Empire or discovered by the Imperial Russian Navy but never absorbed into the Soviet Union. The 17 claimed territories include the entire continent of Antarctica as well as land currently under the jurisdiction of Japan, the United Kingdom, the United States, and other nations. In 2014, the Imperial Throne proclaimed that Prince Karl Emich of Leiningen, one of several claimants to the Imperial Roman of line, was now Nicholas III, Emperor of all Russia. History. In September 2011, Bakov told Russian newspaper Izvestia that he had purchased the Saguaro Atoll on the 20th of July 2011 for millions of dollars from the Prime Minister of the Cook Islands, on which he resurrecting the Russian Empire. Cook Islands Prime Minister Henry Puna stated that Bakov's claim was completely false. Bakov declared himself Prime Minister and announced a constitution and state symbols. The empire began to issue its own passports online for 1,000 rubles, and by 2014 it claimed it had granted about 4,000 passports to citizens. In June 2012, Bakov registered the Monarchist Party with the Russian Ministry of Justice, with a stated goal of restoring the monarchy to Russia in accordance with law. It is the only legalized monarchist party in Russia. In the fall of 2013, Bakov's daughter Anastasia Bakova was the Monarchist Party's candidate in the mayoral elections in Yekaterinburg. In July 2013, Bakov claimed his nation granted citizenship to the stateless Edward Snowden, who at the time was in Moscow Sheremetyevo airport seeking amnesty in Russia. Accession of Prince Karl Emich. When Bakov founded the Monarchist Party in 2012, Maria Vladimirovna, Grand Duchess of Russia, stated her opposition to the political party. Her attorney summarized her stance to Russian media. No parties can help in this full-time job since a monarch can come to the throne only by the will of one's people and God. Bakov responded to the press that if the Grand Duchess would not support their endeavor to restore the Russian Empire, other claimants would. On the 31st of March 2014, under the new name of the Imperial Throne, the micronation issued a manifesto announcing itself a sovereign nation and declaring that Prince Karl Emich of Leiningen had become its head with the title of Nicholas III, Emperor of all Russia, as a successor to Nicholas II. The title claim emerged upon the prince's conversion from Lutheranism to Eastern Orthodox Christianity on the 1st of June 2013. Karl Emich descends from the House of Romanov through his grandmother, Grand Duchess Maria Kirillovna, eldest child of Grand Duke Kirill Vladimirovich, who in 1924 claimed the Russian crown from exile following the execution of his cousin Nicholas II in 1918. The Imperial Throne claimed that by his conversion, Prince Karl Emich had fulfilled the accession requirements of Articles 35 and 53 of the fundamental laws of the Russian Empire last established in 1906. Prince Karl Emich accepted the Orthodox name Nikolai Kirillovich to become Nicholas III, and his wife an EQT Countess Isabel von Zueglovstein, who also converted, accepted the name Yekaterina Fyodorovna. Bakov's title changed from Prime Minister to Arch-Chancellor. The manifesto, signed by Nicholas III, proclaimed the goal of the Imperial Throne as consolidating people all over the world devoted to Christian monarchism. constitution and bylaws. According to its constitution, the Imperial Throne is a sovereign state, a constitutional monarchy, the successor of the all-Russian Imperial Throne, and its predecessor, the Roman and Byzantine thrones. Proponents of the Imperial Throne purport it to be the successor of the historical Russian Empire founded by Peter the Great in 1721. As such, the nation stakes its claim to unpopulated territory that belonged to the historical Russian Empire through right of discovery, but which was not claimed by the Soviet Union after the 1917 Russian Revolution. It does not claim land that was part of the historical Russian Empire that is now part of Finland, Poland, or the former Soviet republics. Council of Ministers. The nation's website proclaims a Council of Ministers composed of the following: Anton Alexievich Bakov, Chairman; Stanislav Alexandrovich Belkovsky, Comrade of the Chairman; Tatiana Nikolaevna Ignatova, Minister of Finance; Mikhail Leontovich Strass, Minister of the Imperial Palace; Kirill Olegovich Shesterov, Minister of Foreign Affairs; Ilya Antonovich Bakov, Minister of Investment. Geographic area: proposed Imperial Palace and further talks. After he was named emperor, Nicholas III wrote a letter to Vladimir Putin requesting land in Yekaterinburg to establish a capital with its imperial-owned Senate. The request was denied. In 2014, Bakov announced that he has purchased a 96 hectares plot of land in Nikšić, Montenegro to build an imperial palace along with a Russian cultural center and Orthodox monastery. In early 2015, as a follow-up to the international sanctions during the Ukrainian crisis, Bakov told the press there were talks with Montenegro authorities to establish an offshore zone at this plot, aimed at providing financial intermediation to Russian companies. Also, in early 2015, Imperial Throne representatives claimed to be in talks with the authorities of the neighboring Republic of Macedonia and Albania on possible collaboration and future state recognition. Bakov held a meeting with Macedonian Prime Minister Nikola Gruevski. Later there were talks with President of Gambia Yahya Jammeh at the 70th UN General Assembly session in USA. Also, talks were held with Macedonian and Montenegro Eastern Orthodox clergy. Bakov discussed creation of churches associated with Imperial Throne and proposed canonization of Russian ancient ruler Ivan III and his wife Sofia Paleologina, who played significant roles in bringing Christian monarchy to Russia. In May 2016, talks were held with government of Kiribati. Talks with Gaston Brown, Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda, also took place. Claimed geography: there are 17 lands and islands discovered by the Imperial Russian Navy that the Imperial Throne claims. Saguaro Atoll discovered by Mikhail Lazarev. Antarctica discovered by Lazarev and Fabian Gottlieb von Bellingshausen. Bellinghausen Atoll discovered by Kotzebue. Esqueltz Atoll discovered by Kotzebue. Vostok Island discovered by Bellingshausen. Tok Atoll discovered by Kotzebue. Tuonaki Atoll discovered by Bellingshausen. Hiti Atoll discovered by Bellingshausen. Erikub Atoll discovered by Kotzebue. North Borodino Island discovered by Zakopane. South Borodino Island discovered by Panofiden. Visokoi Island discovered by Bellingshausen. Zavadovsky Island discovered by Bellingshausen. Leskov Island discovered by Bellingshausen. Lisiansky Island discovered by Kruse and Stern. Panofiden Island discovered by Panofiden. Peter I Island discovered by Bellingshausen. Symbols: the coat of arms of the Russian Empire consisted of a double-headed eagle holding a hammer and sickle in its spores. The flag of the empire is the St. Andreas crosses the Russian Navy ensign. With the transformation into the Imperial Throne, The coat of arms was changed to a black Russian imperial eagle with the Chi-Rho symbol in the escutcheon. Bakov emphasized the Chi-Rho symbolizes the formation of the Christian monarchy in the Roman Empire by Constantine the Great, who saw the symbol in the skies before the Battle of the Milvian Bridge in 312 AD.